So one day I met my beautiful neighbor in the stairway and she was just like, God, you look like death. And she was just like, honestly, really? And she was just like, listen, I know you're absolutely desperate and I have no idea what I'm recommending here, but I went to this talk yesterday and there was this lady and I have no idea what she does, but it just sounded fascinating. So give it a go. So I booked my appointment and I went to see Sufin, not knowing what to expect, absolutely no idea, but I was desperate. I lay down and Sufin proceeded to tell me that I had a massive infection in my right ovary and told me all of the emotional things that had led to this event. And I was just like, I thought you Googled me or looked me up on Facebook. I was like, how can she possibly know all of these details? But I was like, okay. So she said, listen, you need to go back to a gynecologist and you need to tell them to examine your right ovary. You're going to need surgery for this. So I was like, okay. So off I went. And, you know, she did her bit, which cleared the emotions that caused the event. But it needed to be cleared up. So off I went and I went back to the gynecologist. And sure enough, all of a sudden, it showed up on the scan, big time. He did not say it was an infection. He said it was a tumour we were dealing with and that we needed to have surgery urgently. So I was like, grand, scheduled the surgery for in a few days' time and went in, had the surgery. As soon as I woke up, the surgeon was like, it was not actually a tumour. It was a 7-centimetre abscess and it's an absolute mess inside there. And you were 31 and I hadn't given him permission to remove any of my reproductive organs, but he was like, it is a total mess in there and everything needs to be removed. He said, I'm going to give you 3 weeks to heal from this surgery and we're going to schedule a full removal. And so obviously it's just, you know, your world is spinning and, you know, I just didn't even comprehend what was happening. But, you know, about a week before my surgery, 5 days before my surgery, I thought, I'm going to go back to that lady. You know, whatever happened was she knew something that he didn't even know. So I went back to Sufin and I told her the story. And I still remember you saying, you were just like, he is not removing any of your organs. And I was like, okay. So she did her session and she actually gave me, you know, some tapping to do at home. And I said to her, well, what am I going to do when it comes to my pre-op scan? And she said, don't worry, that scan is going to speak for itself. And I was like really? You know, and so I brought my husband with me on the day because I thought, I need backup. I don't want the surgery. And I just need someone to stand up for me and say, I'm not having it. But so I went for the scan and honestly, the gynecologist was flabbergasted. He performed the scan and he actually did not have words. All he said was, it seems that your body has taken care of this itself. And he couldn't explain it. And he said, I'm happy to let you come back in a week's time and we'll scan you again. And he did. And then I went back again 2 weeks after that and then a month after that. And I've never had to have the surgery.
Wow.
So then I had to go and study BodyTalk.
Yes, I can understand.
Yeah. Would you say you're a psychic? Is there some kind of psychic?
It's intuitive.
Intuitive.
So, you know, in BodyTalk, we use this thing, it's called structured intuition, right? And so in comparison to other modalities where they will heal you and they will use their intuition to heal the body. And it's, in BodyTalk, we use this thing called structured intuition, where we use the left logical brain to learn this protocol chart that we have. Okay, so it's this map of the entire body-mind complex. It has every single detail that you will find in your entire body-mind there. And we learn that so we know it in our sleep. It is in there without any shadow of doubt. And then we've got our right side, our intuitive side of our brain. Okay, and so we engage that intuition to guide us through that protocol chart. And how we do it, as practitioners, we're trained to work from our alpha state of mind during a session. And the alpha state of mind is the same state of mind that you enter during meditation. So as we do that, we work from the interface between the left logical side of the brain and the right intuitive side of the brain. And that's what we call structured intuition. So we're not thinking during a session, but we're also not just wildly going with our intuition. You know, it's very structured and it's Amazing.
Amanda, I feel the older we get, the more important protein is. But the thing is, not many women are eating enough.
Absolutely. And protein isn't just for muscles. It helps with hormones, metabolism, staying full longer. And don't just guess, make quality protein a priority.
And that's why we trust the Meat Club. They deliver ethically sourced meats directly to you. You can get grass-fed beef, organic chicken, wild-caught seafood that is nutrient dense and packed full of the good stuff.
And here's the fun part. We want to see what you're cooking. Show us your creations and tag at the Forties Formula and at the Meat Club SG so that you have a chance to win $250 in the Meat Club goodies.
Entries will close on the 5th of June and the winner will be announced on the first episode of season 6. So come on guys, get cooking. And if you haven't already used the Meat Club, you can. And you can save yourself $12 off by using code TFF12.
Head over to themeatclub.com.sg, get cooking, and who knows, you could even get $250 off your next shop.
So I had a couple of sessions with Reiki, and I remember on one of the sessions, you said to me, I'm getting anemia. And at the time I was going through something and I felt like shit, and I did have a doctor's appointment booked, I think, for the next couple of days. Lo and behold, I went and Dr. Lim said to me,
My husband.
Ah, very good.
you need an iron infusion. And I was like, what the hell? Like, how did she know? Like, and it's weird. And then my husband was like, did she Google you? Did she? I never mentioned, there's nothing, you can Google me, there's nothing that says that I don't know
had the
how
same.
how does that even work? And so, Sufan, what about your story? You started decades ago, and I hadn't even, like I said, since I only found out about this a few months ago when I
only found about it when you told me.
Exactly.
So,
So how did this come about for you decades ago?
How I found BodyTalk was through a very sudden autoimmune condition. I was struck with autoimmune disease called